Ladies and gentlemen, traders and aspiring market masters, gather around as we dive into the heart of trading psychology with Chapter 11 of Mark Douglas's Trading in the Zone, titled Thinking Like a Trader. Published in 2001 by the New York Institute of Finance. This book has transformed how we approach the markets, and this final chapter is its crown jewel. Today, I'm delivering a 2,500-word speech-style summary, as if standing before you, to unpack the wisdom of this chapter. We'll explore how to think like a consistent winner, embrace a mechanical mindset, wield self-discipline, and trade like a casino to achieve effortless success. So, let's step into the zone and learn to master the market with confidence, discipline, and a winning attitude. Imagine you're a trader, standing at the edge of the market's chaos, prices flashing, charts dancing, your heart racing. You've got the tools, the strategies, but something holds you back. Fear creeps in, fear of losing money, of being wrong, of missing the next big move. That's where Chapter 11 comes in. Douglas, with his decades of trading and coaching experience since 1978, isn't here to give you another technical system. No, he's here to rewire your mind. He wants you to think like a trader, a consistent winner who navigates the market's uncertainty with calm precision. This chapter is your blueprint, your guide to transforming how you approach trading, and it all starts with a simple truth. Consistency isn't about perfect trades, it's about a state of mind. Let's begin with the mechanical stage of trading, the foundation of Douglas's approach in this chapter. Picture yourself as a trader who's been burned by impulsive decisions, chasing a hot tip, holding a loser too long, or skipping a trade after a loss. Sound familiar? Douglas says the mechanical stage is your antidote. It's about following a set of rigid rules, no questions asked, to build discipline and consistency. Think of it like a chef following a recipe to the letter, no improvising, no shortcuts. Why does this matter? Because the market is a psychological battlefield. Without structure, your emotions, fear, greed, doubt will sabotage you. The mechanical stage strips away discretion, forcing you to act systematically, whether the market's soaring or crashing. Now, you might wonder, why go so rigid? Can I just trade with my gut? Douglas would shake his head. Most traders fail because they let emotions override their plans. The mechanical stage is like training wheels. It keeps you steady while you learn to ride the market's waves. By sticking to predefined rules, you're not just trading, you're programming your mind to trust your system. You're building a habit of discipline that will carry you through the toughest market storms. And trust me, this isn't about stifling creativity. It's about creating a foundation so solid that later, when you're ready, you can add intuition without falling apart. Let's talk about why this mechanical approach is so powerful. Douglas points out four fears that haunt traders: being wrong, losing money, missing out, and leaving profits on the table. These fears drive 95% of trading mistakes, hesitating on a trade, cutting a winner too soon, or doubling down on a loser. They're not just feelings, they're rooted in beliefs we've picked up from childhood, from society, from life. The mechanical stage is your shield against these fears. By following rules, you sidestep the emotional traps that make you second guess yourself. You're not predicting the market, you're executing a plan. And with each trade, you're proving to yourself that you can stay calm, focused, and in control. Now, let's shift gears to self discipline, the secret sauce of thinking like a trader. Douglas defines self discipline as a mental technique, not a trait you're born with, but a skill you can master. It's about redirecting your attention to your goal when doubts or distractions pop up. Imagine you're about to enter a trade, but a voice in your head says, "What if it tanks?" You just lost 3 trades in a row. Self discipline is grabbing that thought, acknowledging it, and refocusing on your trading plan. It's saying, "I don't care about the last trades. I'm following my edge right now." To make this real, Douglas shares a personal story, and it's a gem. Back in 1978, he decided to become a runner. Problem was, he could barely jog 50 yards without gasping for air. Every time he tried, his mind threw up excuses. "It's too cold. I'm too tired. Why bother?" Frustrated, he set a clear goal: run 5 miles by summer's end. He made a rule each run: go at least one step farther than the last. Sounds simple, right? But it was brutal. Every day, he had to push past those mental barriers, forcing himself to focus on the goal, not the discomfort. By summer's end, he was running 5 miles effortlessly. Why? Because self discipline transformed his identity. He became a runner, not just someone trying to run. This story isn't just about jogging, it's a metaphor for trading. When you're staring at a trade setup and fear whispers, don't do it. Self discipline is your weapon. You refocus on your rules, your edge, your goal of consistency. Each time you do this, you're chipping away at those old, fear based beliefs and building new ones. Over time, following your trading plan becomes as natural as Douglas's running. You don't have to fight yourself anymore. You just trade. And that, my friends, is the power of self discipline. It turns effort into instinct. So, what's the end game here? Douglas says it's to create a belief: I am a consistent winner. That's a bold statement, but it's not some fluffy affirmation. It's a belief you build through action, through experiences that prove it true. But this belief is too big to tackle all at once. So Douglas breaks it down into 7 principles of consistency. Listen closely because these are the pillars of thinking like a trader. 1. I objectively identify my edges. 2. I predefine the risk of every trade. 3. I completely accept risk or am willing to let go of the trade. 4. I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. 5. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. 6. I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors.
145.
7. I understand the absolute necessity of these principles and never violate them. These aren't just rules, they re a mindset. They're about seeing the market as a game of probabilities, not certainties. You're not trying to predict every move, you're playing the odds, knowing that over time, your edge will pay off. Each time you follow these principles defining your risk, acting without hesitation, taking profits when available, adding energy to this belief. You're telling your mind, this is who I am. I'm a consistent winner. And slowly, those old beliefs, the ones that make you freeze or panic, lose their grip. Now, let's get to the heart of Chapter 11, the exercise to trade like a casino. This is where theory meets action, and it's a game changer. Douglas says trading is like running a casino. A casino doesn't try to predict if the next blackjack hand will win. It knows the odds are in its favor and plays every hand. Over thousands of games, the casino's edge guarantees profits. Traders, Douglas argues, need to think the same way. Your trading system is your edge, and consistency comes from executing it relentlessly, trusting that the numbers will work out. Here's how the exercise works, and I want you to picture yourself doing it. First, pick a market, something liquid like S&P futures or a blue chip stock. Next, choose a trading system that defines an edge. It could be simple, like buying at support levels on a 30-minute chart. The system doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs clear rules. Now, commit to trading 20 occurrences of this edge, no exceptions. Treat these 20 trades as one unit, like a casino playing 20 hands of blackjack. You're not judging each trade, you're evaluating the whole sample. Before you start, predefine your risk. Say you're trading S&P futures, and your stop loss is 3 points per contract. Calculate the total risk for 20 losing trades. If that number makes your stomach churn, scale down, use mini contracts or a simulator. The goal is to be comfortable with the risk, so you're not paralyzed by fear. Then, set up your profit-taking strategy. Douglas suggests scaling out. Divide your position into thirds. Take 1/3 off at a small profit, save 4 ticks, another at a medium target, and let the rest ride to a bigger goal. This isn't just about money, it's about reinforcing the idea that you pay yourself when the market offers profits. Now, the rules. Trade every edge exactly as your system dictates. No skipping trades because you're not feeling it. No tweaking the stop because this one feels different. You're a casino, remember? You play every hand. Keep your risk consistent, adjusting position size if needed, not the stop loss. And here's the kicker. You've got to stay objective. Douglas's 5 fundamental truths. Anything can happen. Every moment is unique. You don't need to predict to win should be your mantra. Write them down, stick them on your monitor, repeat them when doubt creeps in. Let's be real, this exercise isn't easy. Douglas warns it'll create a head-on collision with your old beliefs. You'll want to skip a trade after a loss or hold a loser, hoping it'll turn around. That's your mind fighting back, clinging to fears and illusions. When those thoughts hit, use self-discipline. Acknowledge the fear. Okay, I'm scared of losing again. Then refocus on your goal, consistency. Say to yourself, I'm trading this edge because it's part of my 20 trade sample. The outcome doesn't matter. The process does. Each time you push through, you're rewiring your brain, making probabilistic thinking stronger. What's the payoff? By the end of those 20 trades, something magical happens. If you followed the rules without deviation, you'll notice a shift. You're not second-guessing every trade anymore. You're not sweating each tick. You're trading with a calm, carefree focus, like a casino dealer flipping cards. That's the moment you've internalized the belief, I am a consistent winner. The 7 principles aren't just words now, they who you are. You identify edges objectively, accept risk fully, act without hesitation, and monitor yourself for errors, all without effort. This transformation doesn't mean you're done. Douglas says the mechanical stage is just the beginning. Once you've mastered it, you can move to subjective trading, where you blend intuition with discipline. But without this foundation, intuition is a trap. It's just emotions in disguise. The casino exercise ensures you're ready, giving you the mental strength to handle the market's uncertainty. Let's talk about what this means for you right now in 2025. The markets are wilder than ever. Crypto swings, AI-driven stocks, global uncertainty. But Douglas's message is timeless. Your mindset is your edge. The casino exercise works whether you're trading Bitcoin or blue chips. It's not about the market, it's about you. By thinking like a trader, you're not just surviving volatility, you're thriving in it. You're the calm in the storm, the one who sees opportunity where others see chaos. Douglas wraps up with a final piece of wisdom. Don't rush this. Mastering the exercise might take weeks, months, even years. Think of a golfer hitting thousands of balls to perfect their swing. Trading is no different. Every trade you execute with discipline is a step toward mastery. And luck, you don't need it. As Douglas says, develop the skills and prosperity will follow. So, here's my challenge to you, traders. Take Chapter 11 to heart. Embrace the mechanical stage. Wield self-discipline like a sword, cutting through fear and doubt. Set up that casino exercise, pick your market, define your edge, trade those 20 samples. Feel the resistance, push through it, and watch your mindset transform. You're not just trading stocks or futures. You're trading beliefs, swapping fear for confidence, chaos for clarity. In closing, let's remember why we're here. Trading isn't just about money, it's about freedom, discipline, and mastering yourself. Chapter 11 of Trading in the Zone gives you the tools to do that. Think like a trader. Act like a casino. Believe you're a consistent winner and prove it with every trade. The market's waiting, and so is your success. Go out there, stay disciplined, and trade in the zone.